Yo, peace and love, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Caribbean Cannabis channel. Right now, we're sitting in the world-renowned Bob Marley Natural. Yes, Bob Marley Natural. And we're sitting with our boy, Leslie, a proud owner, entrepreneur, chemist, wise mind of the herb here in Jamaica. And actually, I have the pleasure of sitting here because I just went to an event, and this is the power of why we need more community events and support in the cannabis industry. Came across an awesome brand, awesome product through Cannabis, and we will be sharing the links, of course, through our bio. But as I said, we're sitting here with Leslie, and we're just going to talk more about his own experience through Cannabis, what it is, what it does, who it's for, how we as a people could use products like this and even our own education to push the needle and move cannabis from, I wouldn't say it's shadows, because we know for sure that it has a different power and different appeal to it, and it really has no reason. But anyhow, all of that old talk, like we jump straight into it. So Leslie, how are you?
Well, man.
Everything good? Yeah, man. It's a pleasure sitting in with you. What's
Yeah, man. Give thanks. Yeah, man. So we got invited to an event by a burgeoning named Ross Andy. Herbs for Life. Herbs man hustling thing. Was not even.
High life, yeah. Jamaica high life, yeah.
So he invited me. At the time, I was at work here because I also manage Marley Natural Herbs. So I manage Marley Natural Herbs. At evenings or at night time, I do events, pop-up shots, and, other events on weekends. The Cannabis 876. So Cannabis 876 is a essential natural products marijuana company, right? Where we are based in Kitty Town, St. Catherine, and we do a little growing, do extractions, develop products, and do pop-up shops. We also partner with our St. Catherine Social Development Commission, which is a government arm of the Ministry of Local Government, where we do farmers markets, economic villages. So we've been doing that today for about 3 years now, almost 4 years. So yeah, it's been going good. I mean, it's been a journey. We've done
100%.
Yeah, we're at about a dozen products now.
So, okay, what are some of the main products that you'll have?
All right, so we specialize in oils, oils for pain, oils for your skin, oils for hair, all infused with the cannabis essential oil. So what we do is we blend the cannabis essential oil in small quantities and different parts of the plant for different products, right? And then we also have the edibles line, which is the gummy bears, the chocolates.
Different methods for process. Yeah. As they say, the cannabis users today have so many different palettes that you have to have different products to cater to that.
And we keep evolving our new products too. We also have cannabis infused beverages, which we have the rum cream, the tonic wine. So it's a roots tonic wine. Jamaicans love a lot of roots. And
yeah, the good stuff.
Healing
power.
Yes, as well as then the rum cream now, which is a blend of your Jamaican rum and it's coconut.
The Rihanna free, right? Yeah, the heavy hitters. Yeah.
So yeah, we use a selected brand as well as we blend our cannabis oil in it, but a third version that we've specially created for rum cream. And then I do coconut man, and that's it.
Yeah, the listeners probably tuning right now because I didn't even drink rum, but the way how you explained it, man, it sounds tasty.
Yeah, man, it's very delicious, and it's one of those products that cannabis beverage on a whole too. I tell you, it's to me even better than that.
Agreed. No, I fully support that endorse that
cannabis
statement.
Beverage are excellent. They kick in fast, especially when you add the alcohol with it, and it gives you a softer landing. So, you know, sometimes edibles, when you take too much, you get to feel that it's hard to find that sweet spot and you get that crash feeling.
Yeah.
Like, oh, yo, I hate that edible. That's one bad. Like, no. It gives you a much softer landing, and we've added Jamaican coffee.
Okay.
Right? So we add Jamaican chocolate, Jamaican coffee to Jamaican rum, whatever Jamaican products that will infuse
local, the right way, man. Yeah.
And trust me, it's doing very well so far. So it's a blend of your alcohol, blend of your Jamaican flavors, spices, and of course your Jamaican cannabis.
The right way, man. Okay. That's a huge product line, so I definitely know people are probably already heading to Instagram to check out some of it. But
we have other products that we're actively.
No way, you think if you can't get them all on the source one time.
Just stay tuned to the Instagram page, the company YouTube channel.
Yeah, man, you're right way. But before we actually began, we had like a serious conversation, and you give me insight into where you come from with cannabis and how this came about. And I think a lot of the times people relate or love to hear more about those experiences, because although we all have our own different approach to doing things, it's all about each one teach one. So how was the journey coming from not using cannabis at probably at one point in your life to now owning your own business in the cannabis industry?
All right. Now, my scientific journey started when I was probably 15 years old. My father was a manufacturer. He's still a manufacturer to the day, right? So big up Pops.
All the time.
Yeah, man. So we grew up where my father used to make furniture at day, and then at night he would make products then, you know, Irish moss and health food products, natural products. So when I was 15 now, we used to always observe that him having Irish moss them in the back, and they used to always ferment till them bust. And I say, yo, what if we could have find a way if we let out the gas and not make ear betty? And brother, one Saturday, Sunday, just decided to go and engineer something. Get some fruits, and no, there was no YouTube, no. This was
only
15 and 85, so you know, said, you know, a long time back. And somebody then engineer up a buckle and used, you know, ingenuity and created a fermentation recipe. 15 years old, and I fermented gimbalin wine. And at that stage, I took out a flask at 15 years old. And when we go around at the back of the yard, I'm going to tell you, say, I drank a flask of that wine.
Oh, it's flask.
Bro, I was to stand up, I stop. And I said, no. And at 15, I tell myself, say, yep, this is it. I'm going to go into alcohol. I mean, I always love herbs and anything too, you know. Father was a herb man too, so, you know, but he is not a public smoke. So, but I always say, boy, wines and ganja, you know. I say, yo, them are two things in Jamaica, one nah ever go to start. I'm going to say, if me in that industry, must make, you know, I must make it. That's what I said to myself at 15. And years gone by, me pursue me sciences, got good grades in sciences right through. Got my degree in chemistry and biotechnology, a double major in degree.
Right.
In 08, and then went to Petrochan. At that time, working at the Nations Hall of Fame, most of training and, you know, certifications, where, you know, learned about chemical processes, water treatment, wastewater treatment, distillations, you know, laboratory experience, and just project management, because I was involved in a lot of projects. So doing that, I still had in the back of my mind that I need to get into my science more. So that's where I started to, I was explaining the fire experiences that I used to have at Petrochan, and I decided that I'm going to leave from crude oil to cannabis.
Right.
So that's when we got a contract. As I said, we were working with other persons, you know, building our repertoire in the cannabis industry until boom, I got a contract from Japan. So Japan, you know, the herb company, they have 3 locations now.
Yeah, okay. Sure, yeah.
So I actually used to work for Japan. But I worked at the farm.
Behind the scenes.
Yeah, I did the farm. I set up 2 machines for them. And they have one of the largest crude cannabis oil extractors.
You have set up that?
Yeah, man. Easy.
Bro, I was there last year. Like I did a tour at the facility last year, so I put the whole processing unit, man. Yeah, good stuff. Like I think I have videos of it on my Instagram. But it's great stuff, man.
So when Jacana was first opened up, we were instrumental in designing the processing room.
Mm-hmm.
If you go in that room, we designed the layout, did the blending of the oils, loading of vape pens, making of the oils, all of them things there, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, as we say, it was like a mini petri jar, like a small pump and compressor. We used to petri jar where we have, you know, whole heap of equipment all over, you know, all those hot pipe and equipment and, you know, machines. So for operating a small machine, you know, it was a easy task.
Maybe,
yeah. So, and then because of the chemistry background and the ganja enthusiast nature of me, learned.
Yeah, just combine the 2 of them and make it. Yeah.
So we did a little bit of product development, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, but while at Jacana, I used to power the growers. So that's where I learned how to grow weed, harvest weed, process weed.
Actually, tips and tricks. You know,
and they sometimes they'd have tours. So the same tours then that we would do to like the British High Command or whichever celebrity that they would bring through.
Mm-hmm.
And they'd come to the processing room and we would have to direct them through how we run machine, how we clean up the oil, how we store it, load the vape pen, you know, and give them demonstrations on how to do that. So we gained a lot of experience working with Jacka, you know, and then, you know, COVID come,
slow things down.
And I decided to leave from Jacka because while I was still working at Jacka, I was still doing cannabis. So I always try to have that duality of working 9 to 5, but still maintain
the empire.
The empire, exactly. Right. So decided that, you know, COVID I go and play a lockdown at the time. I decided that we would go full on entrepreneur. And after, you know, get a little salary reduction, I decided to, because it was far. We got from kids that go to school in Kingston, live in the same Catherine, but we work in a center. So every day me have to move.
You're neutral.
Every day me have to move through the 3 parishes them and take a toll on me. So I decided that. So then comes Cannabis 876 and we started to just go in and dig deep. At the time my wife was a student at Edna Manu. So basically we have 3 kids at school plus a wife was at school and all of that favorite deal.
Yeah.
So we decided that we're gonna develop some products now. One of the first products then and the herbal gummy bear. So we did those 2 as the 2 flagship products very first. A way for a person recreational to get, you know, cannabis into them system while still not smoking. Because you don't know, she at the time she want to get high, you know, do her dance.
She wanted to do the right thing.
Yeah, but she never couldn't smoke, you know. So edibles was ideal.
Perfect, yeah.
And then, you know what I mean, they're college students, so them share with them other college friends and go, hit. You know? While still she come up with the aches and pain and boy the knee hurt her. She just stretched this and that and hurt her. So we did work as well. So all this time I work at Jacana, extract oil, come home and I develop products.
You're using knowledge that you're gaining and apply it in the crowd.
So, but even when we were explaining the being, you know, a lot of people helped me. A lot of people give me some knowledge, just teach me things. And then I had that curious mind. So as we tell you, well, how much would the growers do? You know, we try to learn as much as we can with every single aspect of cannabis, you know, and we apply it to. So we start growing like a herb where we are, we start perfectly the oil making process and still tweaking and developing the product. So boom, now we get penile, we have sublingual oil, 2 tools. We start work on hair growth, we start work on chocolate, we start work on...
Man, doing the whole everything.
That one, and then I said, well, then my wife, I said, want to she, because she at the time was full vegan and Mr. Alright then peanut cake, coconut chop. You get me? I say so we have try to have a product for everything, you know, but,
different.
you know, the standard and the flagship product is always gonna be the gummy bear. That's what a lot of the
yeah, I think gummy bears are probably like one of the most popular edibles now.
It is.
People moving away from the
because it's
brand names
stable. It's stable. It's in a stable form. You can have more than a year shelf life easily. Right? The potency don't drop. So if
it's a good go-to.
it's a good thing, it's hard to keep a pound of weed in a good state for a long period of time, but we can keep some gummy bear in our fridge.
And it's small to take it out plenty.
So
that's true.
That's the real manufacturing. That's the vertical integrated side now that needs to happen in Jamaica. It's that manufacturing of cannabis products.
Okay, well, tell us about the manufacturing side, like in terms of what you may be seeing on a greater scale outside compared to what's happening in Jamaica now. Like, where do you see Jamaica needing that improvement in right now?
All right. So the first thing is that we need the regulators to allow for the manufacturing sector. Currently, there isn't any regulations or standards for edibles.
Mm-hmm.
They are international. Canada, there, USA, there, most of the places that are legal. But in Jamaica, they still don't develop it, right? And we need Ministry of Health to come on board and medicine.
Yeah, well, that's strange because, like, sorry to interrupt you, but it puzzles me that we still debating the medical value of food when so much of research, so much of science, so much of case studies has been done. Like, even in Jamaica, there's a doctor, his name is evading my mind right now, but he was I think so, yeah. And they've been doing it work for decades now, and so I try to understand, like, why are we still playing shy?
Of course, because Jamaica was the place where cannabis was created.
Exactly.
Traditionally, we always have a grandmother and mother where, you know, would have put weed in aroma. So we've known that this thing have medicinal benefit.
Sure.
So for the regulators and the thing that them try and bury them head in the sand, like, it don't exist. Full time now for one to wake up and let manufacturing of cannabis products happen in Jamaica. Legal. So and it's not that it's illegal either, but the regulator framework and the support, the banking, all of them things you need
makes
to
it more difficult.
You know? You can't use an ATM machine or a swipe card machine if it's a cannabis. You can't still hold a bank account. You have to have shadow companies, and I mean them thing there is you take away from, you know, the foundation of a good business. And this is the main reason why a lot of the international investors are left. There is no proper export framework. They said that there is, but there aren't any companies that are exporting large quantities on a regular. All of the investors, when they came, that's what they were hoping to get. To see that Jamaica would have taken their place on the international market, would have had Jamaican cannabis companies in New York, in Cali. How much Jamaican cannabis company you know outside of Jamaica? How much cannabis companies you know in Jamaica exporting large quantities of Jamaican products into foreign markets? Because the world loves brand Jamaica ganja.
So the products that are being exported, how have those exportations happened?
Well, there are exportations that happen, you know, but the thing is, it's more for the herbs.
Okay.
Now, when the marijuana industry was bubbling, even right now, a lot of the Jamaican farmers, the traditional herb is not being planted.
Foreign strains.
Going into foreign genetics, the foreign seed because they yield better, the potency is stronger, right? Even sometimes the flavor profile is, you know, but when it grows in a Jamaican environment, that's what makes it even nicer. Because when they grow it too artificial, then it tends to not be, you know, as nice. Because a lot of people come, you know, even here where I guess a lot of people will tell us why. A lot of the foreign herbs, they're skeptical of it because there's so much artificial things that they have.
Enhancers.
You don't know what it is. Jamaica has been known for good, authentic marijuana.
That's one thing I could say, man. Yeah. Wherever you go, even if you go on the streets or you go in the biggest dispensary, you can get quality. You get quality.
Right. So the thing is, with Jamaican, and I've smoked, been overseas and I've smoked. I mean, they're so focused on getting that high THC profile that they forget the whole ganja profile. And it's not just being high, taking 2 pulls, and then I'm so high out of my wits that, everything stop. Rather than if I go on party, we can enjoy 2-3 spliff, and still can walk out straight and
hold your vibe.
And still, my hand my chair. And some of the weed them were overseas, them have the high numbers, but the entire profile of the plant and the medicinal aspect and the herbs and the naturalness of it. I mean, it comes only from Jamaica, So that is what brand Jamaica is, and it's the same thing with brand Jamaican products. Brand Jamaican products, marijuana products, is going to give you that similar vibe, and that is where my blending aspects then come in. When I'm making my products at home, I make sure it's not just focusing on being high, but the medicinal aspects, depending on the product, has to be taken into consideration. So we separate different fractions of the cannabis oil, if you want to call it that way.
Because,
because so the top part, them are the heavy THC, the heavier oil, the darker oil, them medicinal CBN, right? And depending on the product, you would have tweak the ratios of these CBDs. If we get even an order for a CBD product, so
fully isolated.
Fully isolated. So we leave out the THC and we use the CBD, the CBN to make a medicinal product for someone. You get me? I say so. That is brand Jamaica. That is how me put the various knowledges that I've had over my years of experience. And that is what does make cannabis products them so good, So
you've taken a different approach, a scientific approach, plus a knowledge and understanding of the plant itself.
And I consumer too, because me is a man novel. But every time you make a batch, we check because I test them, I test all of my products.
And you make sure it's nice before
Yeah, man, it's a good experience. I mean, I love doing what I'm doing. I mean, we have the benefits of helping persons.
Exactly, yeah. The ailments.
Yeah, man, and the topical pain is an excellent product where any ailment, arthritis, joint pain, back pain, nerve pain, the massage team, it doesn't get a high, it's fast acting. And it's all natural. That's what beat a lot of the other marijuana products that, guide towards pills. That marijuana is a nice, it's an essential oil.
It is, yeah.
And it's all natural, so the elements, then when it go in your body know what to do with it.
But we already have our own endocannabinoid system, so we could process it easily.
Yes. But not only just the cannabis too, but the other ingredients that them put in it. So by the time your body can't break it down, anything where your body can't break down, the brain and liver, it'll be a fine product that will stay there.
Correct, yeah.
So you want to make sure that anything you consume, anything you put in your skin is all natural at all times.
I want to ask you a question, right? Because there's always this a debate in terms of the using a scientific approach opposed to traditional approach, and a lot of people will have the perception that the scientific approach is what is making cannabis bad, so to say. They're spiking the THC and that's what's changing. How persons are responding to it. As a man who has an understanding of both aspects and being a consumer yourself, how would you quell that debate from in your own opinion?
Jamaica is considered more of the traditional herbs. And then Canada and California, America, then it's more like the scientific. You got to Canada, them love talk about the numbers, the THC, and the terpene profile, Weed in Jamaica is either West weed and either skunk,
The classics.
Yeah, so we move off of the traditional because people grow that kind of weed now. But I think that the compromise to quell the argument is always in the middle. You know, you have to have that scientific. You can submit the thing to Bureau of Standards and get your numbers tested and say, all right, this is what my plant is, this is what my product is, but still offer the rustic, the medicinal, authentic Jamaican vibe. It comes from the traditional. You know, so to quell the argument to be some middle ground.
Yeah, the middle ground, okay.
But I mean, I am, and you know, Cannabis 876 is one of those companies that would pride, you know. But I think I try and get that middle ground too, you know, with the authenticity of the Jamaican products and coconut drops. You know, that is a traditional Jamaican, you know, food. Peanut brittle, you know, peanut cake.
Something familiar.
Something that traditionally, you know, them have come from slavery days. These were Jamaican treats. These are the you know, them just peanut and sugar, and you know, put in the cannabis, but and you know the Jamaican spices and thing, but it's not of like a fully artificial product. You know, it's more a Jamaican traditional.
Yeah, and some of like how we have like our Bennett boys, it's like sesame seeds mixed up with sugar. So.
Yeah. We have an expression to where you make tambourine ball. You know, you make pasta, which is the coconut trash with the sugar again, and you know, molasses cooked down.
Oh, that's your call it pasta. I think we call it sugar cake.
Sugar cake, right? So, I mean, those are the kind of treats them that Cannabis 876 specializes in, looking to branch out into more traditional, you know, treats. As long as I say, cannabis palette, the more variety you have is the better, because you have some person or them people are just very picky with food. On a whole, like anything to satisfy people palate on food, you have to have variety, because people are gonna say,
yeah, that is sweet, the sour, the savory.
You know, exactly. I'm gonna say, well, I like this, I like, I remember peanut allergy, and you know, more this, or you know, or why me don't want the gelatin and gummy, you know, so try to, you know, find that ground for everybody. You know?
Yeah, as you were saying before, the cannabis tongue these days, the palate is expanding and expanding, so you have to keep up with the different tastes that consumers have. Beverage is something that is picking up, and I hope to see more of it across, not just in Jamaica, but across the world, because I think people have been just focusing on the eatery itself, so the brownies, the gummies, but beverages are becoming a bit more popular. And for me and what we just said is, I just think it's a bit smoother a lot of the times and easier to process on the body.
And as I say, when the beverage kicks in faster, it gives you that smoother landing. Some of them don't get it as high and, you know, crashing with the like
yeah, you get a kind of mellow glide.
Mellow glide,
yeah.
Right.
Mellow glide, yeah, man.
Yeah, give thanks.
But so, what would you advise someone who wants to become a cannabis entrepreneur, especially within the field that you're manufacturing, edibles, etc.? Like, how would you, from your own experience, how to start up in their own way?
All right, I'm sure you are team now. And even sometimes talk to my kids, them, and I say, yo, we don't have the world as anything right now drop, the latest technology and anything, it's on YouTube. So my number one advice to anybody and is the YouTube University. At every step of the way, you want to achieve something. Quite frankly, if you try and look on YouTube, you'll see videos or instructions and probably will lay out the pathway for you. You know, is consistency is the key, right? And that drive to actually go watch the video, try the video, invest in getting raw materials to do it. You get me? I say, I've been doing this for over 5 years officially, right? Just dabbling with a lot of products and making things. But when I just started out, it was used to be YouTube, where I go learn this. If let's say I'm looking for making a particular product, me sit down and watch every single video.
You can find out about that product.
I'm trying to tweak it piece together, and you know, I guess that the chemistry background really assisted me when it comes on understanding processes and blending.
Okay.
So, but then it's got to be consistency. So you try it, it work. You try again. What don't work, you eliminate that. What keep work, you stick on that part, and just be consistent in having that, putting together, having that drive of pursuing your goals, but still, getting a little help.
Would you say that they should probably pursue something chemistry related to be able to understand things from that?
Yeah, definitely. A scientific background will definitely help them. I tell you that. A scientific background will make you, especially food chemistry. If you have understanding of basic food chemistry, then yeah, you're gone. If you're a horticulturist or agriculturist, and you have that experience and you're growing herbs, you have to understand it better than anybody else,
Okay.
So a lot of the fine tweakings, though, you're probably not going to find it on YouTube or anything. You probably have to read a book. So having knowledge base with drive is the best thing,
Correct. Sure. Yeah, that drive and consistency. Yeah. It's definitely one of the most important things you should cater to. We talk about cannabis, we talk about your journey, we give a great piece of information, advice, and support to others. In terms of the next generation, because you have children yourself, how do you think we could start prepping that generation to change the stigma surrounding cannabis?
One is public education. I think there's too much still myths, misconception, fake news out there about cannabis. I think that there needs to be more general information about herbs and alternative medicine, which is so funny, which that traditional medicine becomes alternative now, but herbs is the healing of the nation. The Bible speak about it, Rastaman speak about it, Bob speak about it, and there's so much different herbs. Jamaica is just one of them country that were full of herbs. Almost everybody had a Guinea and now,
something
or something or something that is of medicinal benefit. Jamaica has always been a country where it has a lot of endemic plants and flora, fauna that have medicinal purposes, and traditionally Jamaica has always been the one that has been using these things from slavery days or even before the original Jamaicans. Traditional methods into the youths them there. I say them teach a lot of subjects where my kids them way me have to help them with where really and truly not really gonna benefit them. The education system is
still has some work to do
from when me did it. You see my son come back and read the same book. Come to go Calabar,
same book.
And a lot of the literature book and a lot of the book that is the same. It's like the education system want change up. And I think a lot of what you're forcing the kids to do mandatory, they're really and truly not going to use it. Rather than if you did have more knowledge base or more technical applicable subjects that are mandatory to make sure that the country is efficient and proficient and technically skilled to have basic skills. I think that is more what they need to invest in education. Education is the key if you want to change anything that you are to get first start with the thought process. The thought process that will come through your education, and what you're inspired by.
That's facts, man. Yeah, that's facts. And that's something I always promote in my own space. And this is what this podcast is really about, getting the word out there and educating others. And it's all about a holistic approach as well. We just can't shed light on one aspect. And there's a song Chronix actually has, it's called Perfect Tree. And he's explaining to you how the plant can be used on that holistic level and why we shouldn't always trying to isolate medical from sacramental and sacramental from medicinal. All of it is one plant, and one aspect actually feeds into the next, of course. Your spiritual health must complement your physical health, and your physical health, your mental health. So it's all about that approach, man. All about that approach. I really appreciate this lesson, because each of my podcast episodes, I will call it a lesson, because it's not just about one having the conversation and passing on who you are and what you do, but it's also enhancing and reasoning with others and teaching others about the different ways and methods. Cannabis is a real complex topic. It's a complex topic, man. Yeah, it is. I always find myself really amazed at what we discuss and the different approaches and lenses that people have on how to apply it, man.
Yeah, and I think that a lot of Jamaicans need to embrace the new style of tech, new style of jargons, of wording of things, and they need to understand what a percentage THC profile is, and
terpene profile,
terpene profile, Carly for lead, limonene. I mean, these are standard knowledges on the international scene that if you talk to a Jamaican man, he's like, huh? What that?
I just want to know how you're feeling before we
right. What is going to say is I need a cushion. Cannabis is so much more, and especially when it comes on to the products. You have even soda puffs, you have so much different ways of consuming cannabis, that are out here that I really just need to be explored more and just officially a part, especially in the dispensaries too. I mean, there is no reason that you can't have a dispensary that should have edibles, that should have,
it's a whole experience, man.
Yeah, I mean, moon rocks, pre-rolls, and all these things that, because we already know, saying in Jamaica, you can go almost every corner shop and get a spliff. So, I mean, it's like you're trying to over-regulate something that is so common in Jamaica. Just, even just the cost. It's a cost that you have to incur to have a 8-foot fence, camera going everywhere to follow the weed, and buzzcard system, and all of these things that, I mean, you understand that you're dealing with something that is of value, but I mean, you should have different levels at which you can operate with certain quantities.
Exactly.
And then if you have a big quantity, we have a big investor and all these things are required. They're just telling you right off the bat, everybody have to pay this big fee. There's no middle ground. There's no, we were hearing about traditional farmers feeding to big farms. That was just a talk, and we was hearing nothing about it. And the industry businesses are just closing down, and the regulator is still just holding on to all of the rules, then, man. It's just the rules. And, but yet still internationally,
they're moving, man. Yeah, it's sad.
And we're there just trying to back with our regulator just to basic little products. And, for Ministry of Health, you just accept that it have medicinal benefits.
Yeah, so that's heights, man. That's heights. But I appreciate you going into that because there's something we often overlook. But before we actually close, we always do a segment on the podcast where we just do a random question with our guests. So, but for you, I want to do some rapid questions. We listen to Cannabis.
All right.
Right. Nighttime or morning smoker?
Yes.
Oh.
Wake up in the morning.
Okay.
Sorry. Right through the day.
Beach or river?
Beach. Prefer the sunset.
Okay. Edible or spliff?
Ultimately, me I say edible because it's better for you. Me I say edible better for you. I'm sure, but
country or city?
Country, man. Live a country, brother. Country like cooler, less traffic, less everything.
Okay. Patty or Aki and Saltfish?
Aki. Straight.
Real one, man.
Yeah, man. Aki straight.
Alright. With that next quick one, I can hit you, right? Dance or reggae?
No, class.
Yeah.
Cartel. Cartel generation. Dancer.
Female man cartel, boss. This is a vibe, man.
Yeah, man.
I appreciate this, man. Always, man. It's all about meditating and educating on the podcast and doing more of it. So this is not the end. Like, none of mine guests, this is ever be the end. We always continue the movement in some shape or form. Probably hit you up in some other regards of Cannabis and what you're doing. Probably get some behind the scenes. All kind of different things, man. Like, all of it.
Look how we can invite it all. My wife, as soon as she comes back, which is very soon, that we'll be we started a thing where we had mushroom cannabis retreats.
Okay.
You know, where we incorporated the yoga, dance, movement.
Get into the tourism side, man.
Yes, man. Ecotourism is
the right way.
Medicinal ecotourism. So we did a camp-out session on Batman Beach already.
Okay.
With Virgo. And we help people to heal from past traumas. We had persons who had lost loved ones that had trouble sleeping, and we administered mushrooms, and we had it was
holistic healing.
Yeah, man. And we wake up in the morning and we did some yoga, stretching, and it was a vibe, and it was really awesome, really amazing. People still asking me now. So as soon as the wife, Natasha, comes back.
Yeah, man, we forward now.
Yeah, man. So look out for that.
All right, goodbye. So before we close, anything that you want to leave with the listeners?
Well, I mean, definitely to spread the love of cannabis. Don't follow the myths. Every day challenge the typical stereotype.
Exactly.
I remember when I was used to smoke weed on campus, people used to say, me up with the nerd youth. Chemistry me that though. I'm biotechnology. I did a very hard degree and I smoked weed every day. So don't challenge the stereotypical kind of weed I rub out. And yeah, I mean, no, whole bunch of genius is out there smoke. So that would definitely want.
I give thanks, man. So thank you for joining us on another episode of the Caribbean Cannabis channel.
Yes.
Be sure to check out Cannabis 876 on Instagram, YouTube. Be sure to check out the Caribbean Cannabis channel, Instagram. YouTube soon come, but you have me here on your choice of listening, whether it be Apple, Spotify, or the next. Alright, so until next time, peace and love everyone, and always remember to meditate and educate.
Bless up.